Hey you guys, so today we are doing my New Year's resolutions video, which has kind of become a tradition. I think that setting goals and having, I was gonna say having resolutions, but like just setting goals for yourself is so important, because if you have that, like whether you just like make a little list or, no matter how big or small, you kind of naturally take those steps to get there. And I look back at things that I've set goals for in the past and things that have really happened, and it's insane. And it's not by chance, it's not some like magic thing you put out in the universe and things will happen and you think, oh, no, it's like if you are a person that's goal oriented and you're positive and you give back and you just stay positive and happy and you're a good person, I feel like these good things happen for you. And I feel like every year with the new year, it's just such a good, like tangible starting point. It's not just like setting a random goal or thinking, oh, I'm gonna do this tomorrow, I'll do this. It's just a good time, I think, to like reset, and set new goals for the year. And it's just kind of like a clean slate, and it's just fun. So I want to kind of talk about the goals that I've set for myself, like little resolutions that I have. I kind of jotted them down in my phone. I've got a little list, but I wanted to talk about that, as I always do, kind of talk about some things that, how from last year worked out, and just ones that I remember, like ones that were just kind of in my head that I remember. And these are just kind of personal. I really like these videos because it kind of gives you a little more insight. And, even just like a change of scenery. I feel like over these last few weeks, just filming in different parts of the house, and I know I've said that a million times in every video, but just doing something different has been refreshing. And I look at all the different like setups I've had over the years, different places that you film, and it makes a difference. It's fun sometimes just to kind of refresh. And I feel like this is so much more laid back, because I feel like I have like so many more possibilities. As dumb as that sounds, it's more fun to think like I can just set up the camera and film wherever. And we're still in the holiday spirit. Like I was so late decorating with certain things this year. Is so funny. So we've got our like Christmas, Christmas stuff happening. I always start the year with drinking water. I kind of always reset myself. I'm a big soda drinker. I love it. And oh, let me show you guys something. This is really cool. Hold on. Okay, so there are years when like I've gone and just drank water the whole time, or not the whole time, let's not get crazy, but like a big chunk of the year. When I was pregnant, I didn't have any sodas. It was just water, and then there's times when I've gone like maybe 4 or 5 months where I just drink water. And I know it's like, well, if I start drinking soda again, whatever, but I feel like it's better than nothing. And I'm trying, like I'm really trying. So I feel like something that gets me into drinking water and kind of resetting my body, especially after the holidays when you've ate so much junk and stuff, is drinking some of those like sparkling waters. And I find that the Dasani is a little too, like those little, in the can, they're good, but they're almost too fizzy, that like they burn, you know what I mean? Like it's too much. So the other day, Brad came home and he had brought home a few of these, and I wish I would have, what was it called? It was lemon cucumber was the other one. It was so good. And this one's called tangerine lemongrass. I was excited when he brought it home because I was like, oh, this is something kind of fun and different to try. But I'm not kidding you, the lemon cucumber one was so good. And this one, did I say what it is? Tangerine lemongrass? Ooh, that one's good. I like the cucumber one better, but these Voss sparkling waters are like night and day. Like it's not so like, it's not too much, like it's not too intense where it's like burning your throat, you know what I mean? Like sometimes the bubbles are so much that it makes it taste bitter, and it's just too much. It's like burning, you can't taste the flavor. This is like very subtly flavored, but it honestly tastes like I can taste it more than the other ones. But anyways, the bubbles are just very like small and like even, if that makes sense. So these are really cool. So I want to get a bunch more of those, but I feel like they're a little fancy, but I really, really like them. So drinking more water. I mean, obviously, I want to get better about my nails. I always joke, like I have the worst nails. I don't really take care of them. Like I'm not like a person that just paints their nails all the time. They're usually just natural and kind of gross, to be honest with you. But my hands are really dry, and I feel like they're always kind of gross. So what I want to do, I just want to take care of my nails. And I know that like going to a manicure and like doing a salon, that is just not for me. Like I like it. I love going, like if I'm going to go with a friend or if it's like a special treat, but it's not something that I keep up all the time. And I get kind of freaked out. Like I'm very picky, and I only like certain places, and it just, you always kind of see weird stuff, and I don't know. So I want to start painting my nails. I have got a really good nail polish collection. I really pared it down, which we'll talk about that in a minute too. But I just want to use what I have. And speaking of which, I want to keep paring down what I have and not collecting so much junk. I feel like our house in the last 2 years has been so much lighter. I feel like we don't have all this like crap storage. I don't have all this weird like decor that I don't use. I just feel like we've kind of gotten good about like getting better, like fewer things, maybe getting something nicer, but not getting so much little junky items. And I like having big open storage areas. Like I don't like to feel like I'm buried under a pile of rubble. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be a hoarder. And now if you like those things, if you like to have a lot of decor options and that's your thing, I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying it makes me feel uncomfortable. Like just the same as like some people like a lot of color, some people don't. I go into certain rooms and I like color. I go into certain rooms and it doesn't feel right. Like I don't decorate based on, let me just throw this. It's based on like what it feels like. And I've always kind of done that. So you kind of learn what, well, I can't say I haven't always done that, but you kind of learn what works and what doesn't. And that's how a lot of people end up with like a lot of stored crap. So around the time Olivia was born, before she was born, I cleaned out a lot of stuff. And I feel like I've kept on that same like thing throughout the last couple years. And since changing up my room upstairs where I film, which this is not going to be like, I'm still going to film in weird random spots, but I'm going to have that room up there that's going to be done and nice and still functions the same as it did, but it's just better. And I feel like I've cleaned out so much. And I used to have a shameful amount of stuff. And again, if that's what you like and you like to have all that, that's great. But I remember doing several videos about a year or so ago where I was cleaning out like hardcore, and I was like, this does not make me feel good anymore. I wasn't using it. It was old. It was just, all it was a stress. So I pared down, and I pared down a lot. And even when I cleaned out earlier, I found so many things that still could be gotten rid of, you know? So you guys will be shocked. I say that every time, but you guys will be really shocked at how little I have now. And what I love is that it's just true to me. I feel like it's more true to me. It's like, I feel like I have a good amount of stuff, but it is a good amount of good stuff. You know, it's not just like I have all these weird options for no reason and I'm keeping this, I'm keeping that. I really only kept the good stuff. And I got in a good mindset by reading that, The Art of Tidying Up. I'll link to that below because I know I'm not saying that right because I haven't talked about it in a while, so I don't remember. The life-changing art, the life-changing magic of tidying up, that's what it is. I'm not gonna lie to you, like I didn't sit down and like read a book, and like I listened to the audiobook version and it changed my life, you guys. And I did that last year, but if you are starting the new year wanting to overhaul your house, or you're just sick of, you're like I was, you're just sick of the junk, you're sick of keeping things, and I wouldn't say I was even like super junky, I just have more stuff than I felt comfortable with, and everybody's gonna be like different, but please try that. You don't even, you know, if you don't want to read the book, I think that the audio version was really powerful. If you can get back past the narrator's voice at first, you'll get into it. It was almost like a meditation. Like I would turn it on and I would clean something out, and it was like, it just clicked with me, and I didn't have all these attachments to stupid objects anymore. I have sentimental attachments to things that like mean something, but other things I don't. So that is another thing. I want to keep up with that this year. I'm so proud of what I did with the makeup. Let's see. Okay, so last year, something that I did mention was my skin. I said that this year in 2016, I was going to do like some laser treatments and like really get my skin good. And I didn't do any of that this year, but I got my skin really good this year. And I'm glad that I did, because I think earlier in the year I did have like a little breakout. And when I say that, it's not like intense, but I had such bad skin when I was pregnant and stuff that I just really wanted to get my skin looking really nice and at a good point before I paid any money to have like some kind of professional treatment done or like a laser or anything, because like my cheeks are perfect and my forehead's really good. Like I don't have any like scarring or anything, but my chin where I break out, when I'm not breaking out, you can kind of see it's a little, it still has some hyperpigmentation that's still kind of fading, and that will fade, but I don't have like huge marks that are like, you know, those that just look like big pores, like they call them like pock marks or whatever. But some of them are kind of like, if I'm not wearing makeup, or even if I am, like you can kind of see it. It just looks like bad skin texture. So I want to take care of that, but I wanted to wait till my skin was totally good so that I wouldn't pay all this money and then oh, still sick. Then wreck it, you know? So, but I am proud that this year I stuck with skincare that worked for me. At the beginning of the year, around Christmas time last year, I started the Sunday Riley stuff, and then I used that most of like the first half of the year, and that was really good. I felt like that was just so good for my skin, and I kind of want to like go back to using some of that. I really liked that Luna oil and stuff like that, but then I got really just, you know, I'm just gonna be very basic and just use, I still use that Murad cream cleanser that I really like, but you know, I started using moisturizers that were really light but still very moisturizing, and I mean that like gel moisturizers and just those Clinique moisturizers that I use. I'll link to those below. I feel like I talk about those all the time, but like oil-free things, and I don't feel like that always makes a difference, but for me, I feel like it does. My skin has been so good. So I'm really proud that I've kept it nice lately. And so this next year, 2017, I am really going to do some more like professional things. When I was at my dermatologist, at one point over the year, we were talking about the Fraxel laser, which is what takes care of all those little marks. So if you did it all over your face, it would be really expensive, but thank the Lord, I never really had anything like bad on my cheeks. So my cheeks are pretty good. Like, they're actually like pretty perfect. I don't even want to say that, I don't want to jinx myself, but I'm just gonna get it done here. And you know, I think about doing things like Botox. Really, that's the only thing I've ever thought about doing. Like, I don't want to do any fillers. I don't want to do anything like that. I don't want to change the way my face looks. Or like even change the way any of my features look. Like, I like the way everything looks. Like, I'm not trying to change anything. But I've thought about Botox over the years. I've never gotten it. But I feel like I've got the kind of face that maybe I don't, like, I'm 32. So I don't want to wait until I feel like I need it. A lot of people are like, oh, you don't need it, you know, but it's preventative, you know, like you can do it like a preventative thing. I always go back to that friend years ago. I knew her whole life and never thought she really needed it. She's a few years younger than me. And then I started looking at her and I realized she looked a little different. She said she'd gotten Botox just in her forehead and right here. And it was the tiniest bit. She said she would buy the whole, I don't know how it works, but she would buy the whole thing and they would use just the tiniest bit that it almost felt like a waste. But it looked so good, and it looked like, I think it's become more mainstream now, obviously, but I think used to, you would think of Botox as like, Botox face, like, hey, but now, like, you know, people use it and it just makes them look more like themselves, you know. But here's my thing, when I have expression, I don't even raise that, like, if I'm surprised, like, I'll, like, maybe, like, look, okay, this is my biggest expression, like, that's what I don't want to be able to do, but I don't do that often. Like, I feel like that makes my forehead look bad. But like doing that or being like, whoa, like, and raising this part, I don't want to lose that ability. But at the same time, that's like where my skin's really dry right here, and that's where I notice any little fine lines. But I don't really necessarily want to get that away. I don't want to change that. I want to be able to still do that. I just don't want to be able to raise like this really huge. It doesn't even feel good when I do that. Then it's like, should I even bother? Like, I don't know. That's why I never do it. So I don't think I would have, see, that's the thing. Like, I just always go back to saying, I don't know if I want it. And then, you know, for like little lines right there, people get it right there so that when you smile, you don't get those lines. But like, I like my eyes to look smiley. And I've seen a lot of people that do get it where their eyes don't look smiley anymore. And when they smile, they just do this. You know, you're smiling like what? And it almost makes you look kind of, you know, I don't know. So I don't want to lose that. So I don't see that as being something I would do this year. I think I kind of just talked myself through that. So I don't know. If I did do it, I think I would just do it here just to keep me from being able to do that. If like maybe I got really shocked and was like, I wouldn't be able to. Am I being weird? I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of, it's the cold medicine, you guys. I know. I'm so over this. I'm so over this. Today I feel like we're on the mend. Like, this is the first day where I feel like we're over a hump and we're maybe getting a little better. If we're not, like, I don't even know. I cannot be sick. I can't be sick any longer. It's too much. I'm also not gonna touch my hair this year. Like, of course I'm gonna like maybe give it a little trim here and there, or, you know, color or whatever, but I am not going to cut my hair. I'm going to let it grow as much as I possibly can. I'm gonna get my hair as long as I can. And I know that sounds really weird, but like, there have been years in the past when people would be like, you're lying, you have extensions and stuff. Like, I'm talking like when we lived at the old house, like when my hair was really blonde and it was really long. People, like, for years, people were like, you're lying about your eyelashes, you're wearing fake eyelashes, and then it was, you're lying, you're wearing extensions. And the other day I was like, I would love to feel like maybe there was a chance I could even look like I was wearing extensions again. I don't like wearing actual extensions. I just don't like it. I can't say I don't like it, maybe because it's just not my thing. Like, I like the way it looks. I'm not into it. I think it's like, kind of like nails, okay? Like, it doesn't make me feel good. If I know my nails are fake, I'm like, what's the point, you know? Or if I know, like, I think that's also why I've never, I don't know why I'm whispering right now. Again, it's probably the cold medicine, but that's probably why I've never had, like, any kind of, okay, like, surgery or anything. Okay, like, let me tell you. I am a very, like, athletic build kind of gal. I'm not super voluptuous or curvy. I do have a butt, but I have never had, like, You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in high school or college, I would have, if I would have had any money, and I worked like 2 jobs in college for part of the time, like in high school I just, like if I had any money at all, I would have gotten, or, oh my God, like I didn't get like any kind of following on YouTube until, well, I didn't even start, I got it pretty soon to when I started, but I didn't start YouTube till like my mid-20s. But I'm saying, like, if I would have been one of those people that had like a YouTube channel at 15 or 16 that like took off, I don't know what the heck I would have done, you guys. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. But I'm just telling you, if I would have had any kind of money at all when I was in high school or my super early 20s, I would probably be sitting here with like the biggest, fakest boobs you could ever imagine. And I am so glad that that did not happen. Like, I feel like, okay, that's why I'm so weird about doing anything, because I feel like that was a good lesson, because now, I mean, even like in my mid-20s and stuff, like when I could have afforded that, and now it's like, it's funny because I think I could do anything like that, but I'm so happy that I never did, because I would have hated it. Like now I feel like I'm so comfortable, and I like, maybe it's like I grew more into who I am, like I'm more confident. And, you know, people always say, like, people that are super young shouldn't do things like that. But, I mean, but I was really hell-bent on that. Like, it really bothered me. I was so self-conscious about that. I was in the mindset where I was like, yes, I need that. This really makes me uncomfortable and unhappy. And now I'm like, no, like, it's great. And so, I don't know, like, I feel like I would have, and do you see what I mean? Going from, like, that extreme to really not, like, to liking, it's just, I don't think I could ever change anything major about myself, because I feel like that taught me a good lesson, right? Also, when I went to get that tattoo when I was 18, I would have been sitting here right now with a big ass butterfly on my hip if when I went in, the guy was like, yeah, you don't want that. So glad that guy didn't let me do that day. I've told that story so many times, but I think there's all these moments, and I feel like all those things just taught me such a lesson. Like, in the moment, you might think, I really want to do this. This is the best decision. And then you end up thinking, like, no. So then I'm like, how could I ever do anything like that? Because I would never, you know? It's just so weird. Okay, major tangent. Okay, what was I even talking about? Let's continue. Who knows? Hair extensions. Okay, so back to the hair extensions. But yeah, I just wouldn't feel right about it. Like, I don't even think I could enjoy it, because I would know, well, this is fake. This isn't my real hair anyways. Like, who cares, you know? But it looks, I'm just funny like that. I just think it would feel weird for me, you know what I mean? But I'm going to really grow it out and get it back to a really, like, my hair grows so fast. I think this year I could get it really long and crazy. So let's see what happens. Let's see how that works out. Keep going to the dermatologist. I go every 6 months and get a skin cancer screening, because I've had so many biopsies, I can't even count, like so many little surgeries, and had to go back because things are abnormal. Probably, I was counting one day and I made it to like 22. Like, I cannot even count. And I tell you guys, oh, I had stitches here, I had stitches. It's just in everything. Like, every time I just have the weirdest skin where I have tons of little moles that are flat. I don't have any that stick up. They're just little flat ones. And you'd think, oh, that's a little freckle. Well, it's not. And they're abnormal, and you got to check that. So start taking care of your skin. I've been doing that since my early 20s, and I'm so glad I did, because I think if I hadn't have, I may have had some problems. So it's just very scary. It runs in my family. I want to do more like planting and stuff in the spring, and like I kind of got into it a little this year. I did like a little thing in the backyard, and just, you know, making it look a little more homey and stuff. But I want to plant more and do like more little flower things. I know that's silly. What else can I say? I feel like it's just, these are just good, positive, like good mindset things. Okay, know that like what I'm doing is enough. Like, sometimes I think as moms, we always question ourselves, like, are we doing this good enough? Are we doing that good enough? And it is, it's enough. Like, you're putting food on the table for your family. We're never going to be completely perfect, but I feel like even that I said earlier, you know, I'm kind of more laid back about things, and I'm glad that I kind of got into that mindset almost before Olivia even arrived, you know. And it's made things so much easier. And it's like, I don't care what people say. If they're like, well, you need to do things this way, you need to do that way. I'm like, well, really, because I am, you know. Like, you do what you want to do, and don't listen to that, you know. Don't care what people think. I never have, and People have said who knows what about me, and I don't deal with it. I don't let my channel be a free-for-all for negativity. I don't read it. I don't acknowledge it. If I see anything bad, I don't even read the whole thing. I just say, bye, because I don't care. You know, I'm not here to be judged. I had a friend one time that I remember she said something like, well, what do they expect? Like, if you put yourself out there, well, what do you expect? That's almost like that's what you get or something. But I don't feel like that. I feel like, in a way, when you put yourself out there, you shouldn't be surprised. That's it. And maybe that's what she was trying to say. I'm not surprised when people say bad things. I get it. I'm putting myself out there. I'm not like, oh, you can't say that. Like, what? Like, no, I get it. I get that there's going to be negativity. I get people are going to say stuff. But at the same time, there's no excuse for someone speaking to a human being in a foul way or being a rotten person. And that's just, that is what it is. And people can say, oh, it's just the internet. That person's out there. Like, no, girl, like, that's like bad person behavior. I feel like it's just become like such a norm of people talking down to people on the internet or saying this or saying that. I feel fortunate that it doesn't affect me, but I know that there are so many people that it does. I've had friends and stuff that do what I do that I've seen that it really does affect them, and I feel like it never has with me. And obviously, like, things have gotten better than ever, and like every year things are good. But as far as like things on the internet, I don't care. You know, people can say whatever and it's not a big deal. But I think people need to get more in the mindset of, especially this year, if you're the type of person that, you know, you're on the internet and maybe you've said some things, or maybe you're not proud, you know, maybe you felt that you're gonna kind of gather and say something bad about someone because it makes you feel good in the moment, or you think, oh wow, maybe it's not, like, it's just making you it's just literally making you a rotten person. Like, it doesn't matter. The person you're talking about, they don't care. Look at all the people that get crap talked about them or whatever. Like, they're living life. Like, they're fine. Like, I'm fine, you know? But those people are still hanging out in, like, troll corners of the internet. And it's like, and I understand. Like, I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just saying, if you are kind of in that zone, or you're someone that kind of watches and maybe doesn't like certain things people do, and you feel yourself wanting to make bad comments or something, like, just stop and look at yourself and be like, who am I? You know, like, just do things that make you feel good, because that will never make you feel good 10 years from now. Do things that your kids would be proud to see you do. Like, that's how I live my life. Like, I'm not going to be talking crap about someone, but then teaching my kid that it's not okay to do that. And I'm also going to teach my kid that treating people is that people are people on the internet, people that are famous, people that are your neighbor, people that are somewhere where we volunteer, whatever, they're the same people. You know, and you know, it's not okay to talk down to anyone. If someone's online, they're still people. And so think about that, you know, like, really evaluate, like, your life and like what you're doing, because I think we all can be more like cognizant of that, like, trying to be better people, you know? Wow, that was a tangent. Okay, so I feel like it's good to kind of talk about things that you could do and things that you could do better, and it's just such a good, like, reset, you know, for the new year. This is so good, you guys. You guys have really got to try the one that is, and I like the glass bottle. I'm not really huge on, like, fancy. I'm gonna kind of am. I really like that that Penta water. If you guys have not tried that, it's so good. One of our grocery stores, one of our Publix carried it, and now they don't carry it anymore. And I don't want to order it from Amazon, because I did that one time and one of them came busted and it was kind of annoying. I just feel weird ordering water online. But this is good. So try the one that's the lemon cucumber. That was so good. I'll be vlogging some this week. The vlog that I have that's going to be posted next is going to be a big mishmash of things from the last few weeks, and then also things that are going to be right up until the day that it's posted. So I really hope that you guys like that. That's just how I love doing vlogs, and you guys seem to like that. So it's just kind of fun. It's like a bunch of fun little moments that are kind of very collective. So I can feel myself kind of getting tired. My voice is like, You guys, I just feel like it's such a good way to, like, kind of reset. And, you know, just, I know, like, I'm wordy. That's what this is. I'm not doing a commercial. Like, I'm talking to you like I talk to a friend. And it's like, if I had a list and I was just like, boom, 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 here's my resolutions, like, who cares? You know, like, who cares? Like, and I kind of did that with some things, like drink more water, do this, do that. But but there are a lot of things that are more like feelings, you know, like, be more this, and then let me explain. You know what I mean? It's just, I think it's just all about sticking with what worked the previous year, what made you feel good, letting go of the things that didn't, trying to just make yourself better and putting yourself like in a good mindset to start this new year. And knowing that it's a new year, like I said, it's like a tangible thing, like it's a change. It kind of motivates you and kind of holds you a little bit accountable. You know what I mean? Like if you know it's a new year, I don't know, rather than just being like, it's Tuesday, let me do this. Which that's a good idea too, whatever. But yeah, I hope that you guys maybe got a little bit of motivation and you enjoyed this little chit chat video, really long, I'm sure. Yeah, we'll continue to film in like kind of different areas, but I've got the room coming along. I'm really motivated now, since we were talking about that like tidying up thing, I'm really motivated now to go up there and like knock out the rest of that room up there and like get it going, because I'm excited to start filming in there too. But we'll still kind of move around different parts of the house. This has kind of been fun. It's just kind of refreshing. And for me, like I know you guys are like, you know, some of you complain about seeing certain things in the background, or this is boring, or this is that, whatever. I don't care. But I'm just saying, like for me, imagine how I feel. Like I am, like I see it when I edit it. Like so I get it. Like I like kind of seeing different things, and it's kind of fun. So just giving you something different to look at. So anyways, you guys, like I said, I will be doing a vlog this week, and I just really do appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate all of the interaction. I appreciate you guys sticking with me for another year. Like I said, this will be my 9th year. Coming up later, I mean much later. Like I'm at, you know, I'm not saying like I've done this for 9. I'm saying like in 2017, I will be celebrating my 9th year in August. And for those of you that have been here since the beginning, it just means a lot that you've allowed me to be a part of your life, you know, for that long, even if you just joined along this month, you know. I mean, just letting me in to be part of your life, spending any time in your life, like watching my videos and getting any kind of enjoyment from them really means a lot to me. So thank you guys for all the support. I'm so excited to start another year here and to share all the good stuff with you guys again. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, love you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye guys.